Ever found yourself totally caught up in the flashy excitement of Las Vegas casinos? Those shining lights, the buzz of the games, and the whole lively scene, it's just the start. But guess what? There's a whole other story going on behind the scenes. Every chip you toss, every card you play, someone's keeping a close eye on it all. Get ready to dive into the hidden universe of casino surveillance. It's a place where super smart tech and watchful experts team up to make sure your time is not only super fun but also super safe. Stick around till the end and we'll share some eye-opening news stories of people being caught cheating by surveillance. Imagine you're at a blackjack table, playing with cards and bets. Behind the scenes, there's a cool thing called biometric identification. Cameras take pictures of players' faces as they join the game. Then, special software looks at these faces and compares them to a list of people who have cheated or caused trouble before. If there's a match, the security team gets a signal. This super smart system keeps a close watch on the game to make sure everything's fair and square. This is used not only in blackjack but also in places like high-stakes poker games and fancy casinos. Now, let's talk about spinning the roulette wheel. It's not just about luck, it's about smart video analytics. These are like clever computer programs that watch more than just the wheel spins. They pay attention to how players are acting, their bets, their faces, everything. If someone's trying to guess where the ball will land or working with others to win unfairly, these smart analytics figure it out. And guess what? Security steps in before things get messy. This happens in games like roulette and even in card games where people might team up secretly. Imagine a poker game showdown with lots of chips on the table. Those chips aren't just pretty pieces, there's hidden tech called RFID. Each chip has a tiny tracker inside it. So, when you move chips around, the tech knows exactly where they go. This stops any tricky business like chips vanishing or fake chips sneaking in. It's like a game of poker mixed with a cool detective story. You'll find this tech in poker games, and sometimes even in games with colorful tokens like Monopoly. Now, let's talk about slot machines, the ones with lights and spinning pictures. Behind the fun, data is the real star. Cameras catch every little move, every time someone wins or loses. All this info goes to a big center, kind of like a brain. It's not just about one game, it's about how everything fits together. If something strange happens, like someone winning too much, the security team can take a closer look. It's a bit like when Sherlock Holmes solves mysteries, but here, it's like solving mysteries with slot machines. Imagine you're playing poker, making bets and bluffing. Well, in the background, smart computer programs are at work. These programs know poker really well, like a friend who's played a ton of games. As the game goes on, they're watching closely. If someone suddenly starts playing in a totally different way, maybe they're cheating, these programs raise a flag and say, "Wait a minute." That's when security steps in to keep things fair and enjoyable. You'll find these programs in all sorts of card games to keep them honest. Notorious casino news stories. Alright, let's talk about a bunch of brainy folks who pulled off a legendary casino trick. Back in the 80s and 90s, some smarty pants from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, formed a gang. Well, sort of. They played blackjack and used a trick called card counting. Basically, they kept track of which cards were left in the deck to boost their chances. But they didn't just do it solo. They had secret signals and worked together like a team of superheroes. The casinos caught on eventually and brought in surveillance tech to spot and kick out these team players. Now, imagine this. Poker player Phil Ivey and his partner saw a tiny flaw in playing cards. And guess what? They used it to their advantage. They played a card game called Baccarat and used the tiny flaws to predict which cards were coming up. The casino didn't like that and accused them of being a bit too clever. Legal battles happened, and it raised a big question. Where's the line between being really good and cheating? This story showed that sometimes even the tiniest detail can cause a massive uproar. Alright, in 2004, some gamblers in London pulled off a wild trick at the roulette table. They hid computers and lasers to predict where the ball would land. Crazy, right? They won a load of money before the casino figured it out and shut them down. This story shows that even when casinos have tons of high-tech stuff, people can still find sneaky ways to get an edge. These real stories prove that folks can get super creative when it comes to trying to beat casinos. But guess what? Casinos are pretty clever too. They keep coming up with new tech and methods to keep things fair and fun for everyone. As we wrap up our journey into the world of casino surveillance, remember that every dice roll, card shuffle, and roulette spin is watched over by a mix of cool tech and sharp eyes. Your fun and safety are top priorities. If you found this peek behind the scenes as cool as we did, let us know in the comments below. Share your thoughts, stories, or questions. And if you're into this kind of stuff, give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, keep having a blast and know that there's a whole world of watchful guardians keeping things awesome.